Good afternoon, folks, and happy Thursday. Today is going to be day 68 working down here at the ranch, and let me tell you, we got some stuff moving. I was able to get in touch with my guy who's been doing some work for me, and he kind of came in here and cleaned this up quite a bit, and he basically said that we may need to come in here and do a little bit more work, but he went ahead and just knocked all this stuff down to get it kind of leveled back out a little bit. Not necessarily leveled out, but to where I don't have big dirt piles piled up on the side here. So then they're getting started here where my driveway is going to continue on up this direction, and we're going to basically fill in this whole little area right here with clay and gravel so that I have a place to not only park, but I can also get in here with a big trailer and get turned around and go back out. So that is kind of where we're at right now. He brought the big old dozer out here. That's that there's got some meat on it, folks. I'd like to learn how to ride one of them, that's for sure. But they're running back to get another load of clay and gravel. They're going to be out here most of the day, so I came down here to meet them, show them what I was hoping we could get done. I think right now we're going to go back to the back. We're going to maybe use the Sawzall, cut down some of them trees that were fighting me back there. I want to see if I can get some of them cleared out. I want to see if I can get that little brush hog area cleared out. So day 68, it's a hot one. There's a little bit of cloud cover, so that might help a little bit, but here we go. Well, I made a little bit of a mess out here. Let's see if we can get her cleaned up a little bit. Definitely got a bunch of stuff in the ground, that's for sure. I'm kind of ready for it to start cooling down already, folks. First I was complaining about rain. Now it's just been hot, with no rain in sight. But anyway, as you noticed, I tried to be there in the shade when I first got started there. I was finally able to get this tree out of the ground over there on the right, but I had to take a break for like 5 minutes after this. Then during my break, I decided I'm going back in there and I'm cutting down just a couple little trees out of the ground that were already in the way. And the rest of them, I'm going to run them over. I'm running all of them over. Ooh, this seat is hot, folks. I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to go in there backwards, and I'm going to back the brush hog as far up as I can and see how much of that I can get cut down without knocking down more of these trees. It's not that hard getting in there with the Sawzall and taking them down, but it's a little bit rough just walking around back in there. So I want to see if I can get it cleaned up just a little bit. Well, I won't lie, folks. This video here was about 14 minutes long. I'm pretty sure I forgot that the camera was on my head. But remember I said I was going to run over some trees? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. I was pretty much just going to go ahead and mow down anything that got in my path. And honestly, it really didn't go that badly at all. There was maybe only one or two of the trees that were in here that seemed to want to go ahead and put up a little bit of a fight, so I just kind of ran them over and saved them till I came back around and could get to them. The only thing that really gave me a problem, I think we're going to talk about it on this next little video, is some of the ruts that were left behind when they came in and tore down the trees in the first place. But other than that, I really didn't have too many issues at all. That tree there put up a little bit of a fight, but once I popped it up out of the ground, I was able to push it on out of the way pretty easily. I wish they all would have popped up out of the ground and moved out of there that easily, because it was way too hot to be running around back here with a sawzall. All right, well, I got this opened up. Still got a little bit to clean up here, but there's this huge rut right here. I don't know how well you can see that on my camera, but that is a big ditch right there. So I was a little bit nervous to try to go across it just yet. But aside from a couple trees still stuck in the ground, pretty much got this cleared out. And it looks like if I feel like it, I might be able to push right through here. That's going to actually take us back towards the camp. But it looks like there's kind of another big area in there where there's not a whole bunch of trees. So that might be the next area we try to open up. I'd like to get in here and see if I can kind of smooth this out, maybe just a little bit right in this area. And just see if I can get a little bit smoother, because I'm thinking I'm either gonna start taking some dirt from right back there or maybe along this edge right here. I'm not positive yet, but we're gonna go back up to the front here, see if our guy's back. I've got a couple big stumps still sticking up out of the ground. Sounds like the neighbor's going on his tractor too, so here we go. Busy day out here. Well, we got here right on time. All right, so to be clear, I have zero idea why this is upside down. I say zero idea. I think maybe because I turned it on when it was upside down, that somehow it just decided that's how it was supposed to be. So don't worry, we're going to probably just go ahead and cut this out because it's all upside down and I'm not sure how to flip it so that it's right side up. But anyway, here comes it's like the second big load of dirt this guy's bringing in. I was trying to be a little bit stealthy on the recorder here, you know. I didn't really necessarily want to sit here and record the guy the whole time while I'm sitting in the shade and he's out there in the tractor doing all the work, but it was definitely fun watching him work, that's for sure. Folks, he makes that look pretty dang easy. But this is going to be exciting to get this in. Or even he said, yeah, we got to get that raised up. It's wet in the middle. But hopefully by the time they're done, it'll be a lot like this clay pad that lets that water just run off of there. It should allow me to be able to drive up in here, get a trailer turned around, all that good stuff. But he's on his way back with another load to go get another load. They're going to probably try to bring in some gravel today. I'm not 100% sure, but this whole project ought to be just about wrapped up. I think what I'm going to do while he's gone, we're going to go get this trail cam. I got one last trail cam. Then we're going to let them set for a couple weeks before we mess with them. But let's get this other trail cam. We're going to get it put back here by the Deere feeder. I may actually go ahead and drag that Deere feeder out of there, so I can kind of work my way back there a little bit. So here we go. So, you know, I was kind of talking to Brent a little bit about this, and I said, man, it just seems like there are tons of roots in there. And he said he goes, the truth of the matter is you've got to go get like I've got to get what they call a forestry cultivator. And I guess what it does is it just pounds the crap out of the ground, breaking everything up and shoving it down into the ground as it goes. And he said that otherwise you got to basically dig the root beds out, which we've seen makes a big mess when you do that. It almost lays a big flap of dirt and vines, roots all over the place. And then you got to basically get that dirt separated from the roots and let it get dried up so that you can burn it all out. So it's a big process. He said it's a heck of a mess. Whoa, what is that? Oh, I got a bumblebee. What is that thing? That ain't a bumblebee. What the hell is that thing? Hey, whatever you are, scoot off me there. I don't know what that is, folks. It's like a speckled beetle or something. Anyway, all right, we're gonna get this trail camera hung back up. I feel like this is another area that I'd like to really get into and open up. It's a bit of a mess back here though. I think I'm gonna pull that Deere feeder out. It looks like there's food in there. Huh, I'll have to check that out. All right, we got that set up. Let's look in here because now it looks like there's some food falling down out of here. I don't know if it was stuck up in there or what. Yeah. Well, I sure did think them deer were working it pretty good for there not to have been anything in there. So I'm going to leave that there. I was going to move it, but there's still a little bit of food in there. Oh, shoot. All right, I got a phone call. All right, folks. Well, I came through here with a couple passes to see if I could open some of this up. And it looks like I can. So we're going to get in here and try to clean up as much of this little area as we can. Get it opened up and hopefully get that sun shining on it. Eventually come in and clean up all the big stuff. And hopefully we can keep it maintained a little bit. Here we go. I feel like this is really where I could use having a little music in here because again, this is another one of them videos where I didn't necessarily forget the camera was on my head. I couldn't remember if I hit record, if I stopped recording, what exactly was going on, but yeah, this was about another 7-minute video here, folks. So I tried to speed it up just a little bit, just so we didn't go through 7 minutes of me rambling on about nothing for the most part. But it was nice to be able to get down into this area, get it cleaned up a little bit. I've been needing to get it opened up for quite a while now. I've definitely gotten pretty lucky without having any rain over the last few days. I think the last day it rained was last Sunday, and well, pretty much since then it's been about 900 degrees outside, but it definitely gave it a chance to dry up down here. And about the time I was coming around for another loop here, they were rolling in with another load of clay. So I tried to get a couple more passes in down here. Try to get this opened up a little more, and then I wanted to go back up top and watch him for just a few minutes. I was actually going to do this the other day when I was down here, but it was still a little bit wet. So I wanted to give it a chance to go ahead and dry out. So I kind of came in and smoothed it out just a little bit, kind of dragged it across there. I'm hoping to get some more dirt here pretty quick, but I've been, again, trying to save what dirt I have left until I actually do get some dirt. But it was pretty fun watching him run this truck, that's for sure. All right, folks. Well, he's going to get one more load of clay, bring on in here, and I think tomorrow they're going to bring some gravel. So that's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. It'll be, if anybody remembers, like day one, I'm like, boy, I need to get some way I can get in here, loop around, and go back out. And kind of the original plan was to go right back out through here but it was just such a hairpin turn that it just wasn't going to be very convenient. But we'll walk down here and we'll look at this area I cleared out a little bit. There's still some big stuff in there I need to get out, but it's been dry enough that I was actually able to get in there and actually open it up a little bit. My hope is that now that the sun can kind of get to the ground, that maybe when it rains it won't just sit there and puddle up. I kind of drag that over. I'll have to learn to get a little better at that, but I'm hoping to kind of get this little area cleared, filled in. They're supposed to bring me some dirt too. Now, I told them go ahead and get this first project done and then we'll worry about the dirt, but I'm also hoping I'm going to be able to go in there and get my own dirt, at least a little bit. But this is opening up pretty good. It's starting to get a little shaggy again, but you know, there's a lot of this. I know I keep pointing it out, but I run into that kind of stuff in here, and the old brush hog doesn't like that too much. I pulled a bunch of big sticks like this out of here after I made my first couple passes, but I'll probably come in here and kind of poke around in there. That's probably where it's going to be the wettest at, is right there. But I didn't have too many troubles except for there's quite a bit of ruts down in through here. Let's see again, here's another example of a big tree trunk still down in the ground. And I don't know what goes on right here. There's a big, you know, this could be where they took out a tree and it pulled up that whole root bed. But pretty much got this to where I can kind of get in and out if and when I need to. But it is so unlevel in here that this might be a good place to get some sort of a rake or something and drag through here and see if I can get all this, again, stuff that was left over from the mulch and cleaned up out of here. A couple big pieces right here, but I haven't seen this area since like first couple of weeks into this whole thing, but got it opened up down here by the road now. And I think what I'm going to try to do, probably not today, but maybe the next time I can get down in here, is get the rest of it opened up. And then that way, basically this little area, I can kind of get all the big stuff cleaned up and then keep on top of it with the brush hog until eventually maybe I can get a box blade or something in here to get this place leveled out a little bit. One suggestion that I got was, you know, come in with a whole bunch of dirt, cover up all the roots with the dirt and put some sod down. But folks, that's a lot of dirt. That's a lot of dirt. Probably cost about the same amount as I paid for this property for that much dirt. But anyway, he's going to get one more load. I think that's going to be it for him today, and then I'm probably going to hang around, wait for that. I may see if I can piddle around with something else here, but it turned out to be a pretty decent day, so we'll check back in here in just a little bit. Here we go. All right, folks, well, he is on his last load right now for the day. I think he's got it under control and it's looking good. We're going to call it a day on day 68, I believe. Day 69 coming up. We'll catch you next time.